Hi folks, Dinah Bob here. Update 8 has dropped and now it's new park time. Let's start with a look at what the new map looks like with its new plants and new entrance area. You can see the entrance area is now tropically themed. There's a couple of differences. There's only 2 ticket booths instead of 4. That's a functional difference. It probably is not going to make any difference to beginning parks. We'll see as we go along in the build in this series whether that will make any difference as more and more guests arrive in the park. Walking through this sort of covered walkway, we come to the waterfall that's behind the guest generator. And you can see there's some interior space here and some plant decorations. And when you look out through the glass area, those torches are going to be a problem, I think, for health and safety concerns, and probably get our lawyers in an uproar. You get this great view as you come in of Tyrannosaur butt, which is less than aesthetic. The Tyrannosaur is menacing the guests who are leaving the park, which is kind of an implied threat you may not want to have for encouraging people to return to the park. There we go. There's the waterfall running. Sorry about that. Let's pop back out past more of those safety violation torches and take a look. We've got a lot of redone plants and brand new plants in here. The skybox is pretty much the same, but the layout has changed in the tropical map. We no longer have a river that runs down to the right of the entrance, almost to the edge of the park. We've got this lake now that the river runs into. In the far distance there, you can see an escarpment where the waterfall has been moved to. So we've got a lot more elevation changes going on in this park now. So that will make your builds a little more interesting, I think. So one of the other new things is there's no power for the entrance. And so we're going to have to set up some. So my plan is usually in these parks, because I think the diesel generators are pretty much crap right now. You're pretty much guaranteed to annoy your guests by putting them close enough to power anything. So one of my first priorities is to research. Get that solar panel, which is a precursor to the wind turbine. I don't know why, but it is. And then the wind turbine, so we can get some quiet power that isn't going to stop when the sun goes down. So we got to get that research set up and get it moving. There's our solar panel. And I also tend to pick one of the themes that I haven't activated, in part because I like some pieces from all of the themes, and they're my kind of go-to pieces. So not having them available makes it tricky for me, particularly because I've got a lot of prefabs that I've done that were done in sandboxes, so it didn't much matter whether the theme was unlocked or not. So with the solar panel running up and close to finished, I can start up the wind turbine. All of this is being run at max speed of the programming to get through this part as soon as possible, and not having guests or anything wandering around and having a lot of decay on the structures. Even though I don't think building decay is currently activated, the power generators decay is certainly activated on it, and you do have to pay attention to visiting them every once in a while and repairing them to make sure they stay operating at good efficiency. So we're closing up on getting the wind turbine done. So this is a nominal about 6-7 minutes of time, but at the high speed much shorter. So you can see the no power symbols. showing all over the entrance building, and we have to give them some juice. So, time for the speed build. I picked a square out of the entrance building and moved it over here and then separated it from the group, with the idea being that it would still be squared up and on the same grid as the entrance building, because I wanted it to be squared away with that. And it's a trick I will be using in some of the follow-on builds and follow-on videos, just to square things up so it's a little bit easier to line up some of the paths and such. The gizmo, when you change things off how they appear in the game, like columns, of which this structure is being made, for some reason they don't end up square on the grid. So they seem to get it in 2 out of the 3 dimensions. So always a little bit of fussing getting those columns once you flop them down from vertical to horizontal, getting them lined up on that horizontal plane. So the idea is to get the wind turbine raised so that the forest doesn't inhibit its access to wind. Whether this plays in the game or not, I have no idea. But it's keeping in mind what sort of things what sort of things would be really happening in the game world. The batteries are in there because even though it doesn't seem to be happening just yet, there is certainly a strong possibility that there will be calm periods, at least in some of the maps, calm enough that the wind turbines will not generate full energy. So having batteries store up juice for them to draw on, and all the other things connected to draw on, seems like a good idea. So this structure is being built with the batteries there to help store that power. I did want to just have the one here in the tower, basically having this enough to cover the entrance building and make sure it stays powered. And as other things get put into the park, there will not be so much... where was I going with that? I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, just cover this building because the other things will be further away. And because they're further away, they'll be out of the power radius of this structure. So I'll be needing to distribute my power sources anyway. Because it's still unclear to me just how much you can do with distributed power if you do things like put a battery out there and make sure its circle of effect intersects the other circle of effect, which seems to represent the wiring that the power generation system uses. Although I think the devs are likely to be revisiting this system a bit later. Lord knows they've been very busy on the animal locomotion, and it's quite a change from where it was before this. So there's the structure going into place. There's the circle, and then I think that gives you a good idea about how it's going to change the radius and what I can power where. And we let it go for a little bit. The building catches on that it's got power, and we're good to go. So when I plopped it down, one of the other new features is when you drop a structure now, it will eliminate the plants underneath it, which is a time saver. But I think plants eliminated that way you do not get to get anything from them. So I'm slipping in a brush with the revised coconut palms and some of the new plants.
And that's important because this new build has added land value, and you want your guests not to see things that upset them, like power structures. So on to taking care of that health and safety violation. The idea here is to take out these open flames, which would be dangerous to guests where they're located now. So a little bit of that, and then a fast jump through taking the rest of it out. These, of course, did provide lighting in this area, and that's something I'll have to address in the future. Something flamey, I think. Structures there in the should be fine. I want to do one more thing in today's session, and that is to set up how guests will start moving through the park. And they shall walk. One of the I have one plan going a couple of times in if not the next time, after that, as we things change. As much as I am, be kind. Take care, and y'all be safe. Donna Bob signing off.